Happy Monday to you. This is John McEntyre Show live. I'm John McEntyre. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. I had some rest and relaxation for a change, um, and I hope that you did the same. Today we have a show that I'm basically talking about fear, and don't want you to have those types of fears that keeps you out of the market. Um, and it comes from a conversation that I had that was had with my group. I'm part of an investment group, um, and we just talk about all different types of things. You know, each person, each one of us. Sometimes we teach. Most of the time, we listen and learn. Because even when we're teaching, we're learning, and it's just a group of us. We get together and just talk about all the different areas of investment. Sometimes we talk about books, just different things. We're an investment group, um, almost like a club type thing. It's a group of guys. I've been dealing with them a long time, and they've never steered me wrong. We've never steered each other wrong, at least on purpose. We're not perfect, but we try to take care of each other and keep each other accountable, keep each other on the right track, keep each other on target, and everything. But before I get into that, I want to thank everyone for the wallet wins. Definitely winning the wallet game. One wallet win at a time. People are getting out of debt. They're paying off the cars. Kids are getting scholarships. The kids are, their college funds are ready for college. They're just, everyone's moving forward. People are being properly insured now. They're buying insurance for the first time. Some are had to increase their insurance. Some have changed their insurance, and so the wallet wins are all over. Opening up the high yield savings accounts, the investment accounts, doing the rollovers and everything, saving more. Um, the saving the saving accounts are increasing. So I can go on and on about that. And just from working with clients and everything, everyone's definitely moving forward. People are taking advantage of our coaching program. We're chugging along with that, and we do have some spaces. You can give us a call, contact us. Our information is on the screen there, and you may want to take advantage of financial coaching, especially now to get ready for the next year, because this is usually the best time to prepare for next year. That's what we do. That was one of the reasons why I was meeting with my group, is that we look at each other's goals, we help tweak them, things like that, and then we get into and as we talk about other things here. So I just want to thank, like I said, thank everyone for their wallet win, sharing those. And if you have a wallet win to share while I'm on air here, um, put it in the comments. If you're watching by Facebook Live or YouTube Live, put it in the comments. I see it. I will share it, celebrate it with you. If you have a question, put a uppercase Q or capital Q, whichever generation you're from. Um, Put that Q there. I see it. I'll answer the question at the best of my ability. But like they say, you get what you pay for. You're not paying anything for it, so you'll get it. I'm just kidding. I will definitely do my best to answer the question. So share those questions, share those wallet wins, and let's get into this topic now. Um, Today's topic is basically about what fear has done to some people, what fear and worry, and when people talk to us about being afraid, and specifically 2024, I want to go over some things that has happened in 2024 that are definitely on the positive. Um, and it's for the people that had those fear and worries. They got out of the market. They allowed certain things to get them out of the market because of all the negative things happening in the stock market all year long. Um, and I've always said, and I'll keep saying it till I just can't say it anymore. Deciding what to do with your money based on fear you hear in the news is one of the greatest ways to not build wealth and not achieve your financial goals. And if you're listening to the market, if you're listening to your fears, if you're worrying because all of these things, and I'm going to cover some of the things that have went on in 2024. This is, like a good time to start, like looking back. We only have a month and a half, pretty much 45 days, roughly 45 days left in the year. We're almost close to Christmas here. And now is a good time to sort of look back over the year and look at what you did good, what you didn't do so well, your mistakes that you made, things like that. Um, and we've had a full year. There's no doubt about that. There's been a lot of things that had you not have if you're a person that don't have your emotions in check, it could definitely be one of those years that could hurt your financial future. Um, and they look very valid. They look very valid, but on the surface they look very valid. But once you look under them, they're things that have happened time and time again. They're pretty much the same old things that keep showing themselves, and people are causing the people to react to them. And so this is just based on keeping it focused here with using the S&P 500, because that's my choice. That's where I am. My investment group, some of us, we have real estate, some directly invested in businesses, their expertise. Uh, but pretty much all of us have money in the market, and we, take advantage of the S&P 500. And that's what I want to use to represent today's show. So if you listen to every possible thing that could bring the market down, you know, you would probably just have money in cash if we did. That's what we were talking about. If we allowed everything that has happened this year in America, in the world, on a global basis, we would all just be sitting on a mattress full of cash, or it'd just be sitting in a high yield savings account losing money. Um, and here's some of the things, for example, that happened in 2024. For instance, high interest rates, high interest rates, the political chaos, which has basically been going on, seems like forever now, for the last, I don't know how many years, for the last couple of decades, decade or two. It's just been political chaos. The national debt, nothing new. National debt, uh, high inflation. That's valid. High inflation. Uh, I mentioned political uproar. We are in an election year. Well, the elections are over with. The decisions have been made, but that started. Campaigns, things like that. The mudslinging, it started early. Um, the preaching of a looming recession coming down the pipeline. You know, uh, stock market crash, the constant doom and gloom, the stock market crash, and that we are in a bear market. These are just some of the examples of what pretty much every news, CNN, Fox, all of the news, because that's what gets people attention. People, they love doom and gloom. They don't want to be a victim of doom and gloom, but for some strange reason, most people they love watching doom and gloom. Um, and it's great on television. The reason why the television networks show it, because it is great for ratings. You want your ratings up, put negative, sprinkle some positive in there, because we do like positive. And that's one of the big reasons why we go to social media. Study has shown that one of the main reasons people go to social media, they're looking for the positive, the positive quotes, empowering quotes. They love the cat memes, pictures of cats and babies and everything like that, anything to make us smile. But when they turn on television, most of the time they're going to the news and they're looking for the doom and gloom. And I just laid out some of the doom and gloom. some of the negatives. And like I said earlier, if you had listened to every possible thing that could bring down the stock market, we would all be in cash. Um, but here's the thing: all of that, everything that I named, um, including a housing crash, looming housing crash, real estate, things like this, interest rates fall, everything. All of that being said, and we're using an S&P 500. If you would have pulled your money out at the beginning of this year, you would have missed out on over 20% in gains. I'm talking, I'm including, the data that I'm using. It represents the stock market, the S&P, including dividends, everything. You would have missed out on 20. As a matter of fact, 24. The market has given increased 24.5%. So if you would have pulled out earlier this year, if you would have pulled out, look at what you would have missed. All of those things I just mentioned on the news, they were reported on a day-to-day basis. Doom and gloom, fear, worry, causing all of this fear, this worry, almost panics, things like that. But the market still increased 24.5%. So your portfolio, if you pulled out, you lost 24.5%. You took that big of a hit. And that's huge, because that's basically how the returns work anyway. It's not that steady, just going up. It's the up, down, up, down, up, down. And it is going up the entire time, but it's having those peaks and valleys. Now, a 24.5% valley, a peak, does very well, does your portfolio very good. So this was one of those years, all of this negativity going on, we still have S&P 500 still return 24.5%. And you can't take that many of those happen every few years or so. Some years even better. Some years are not so good, but you don't want to miss 24. I give you $1 and go, and I just disappear, and you come back with $1.25 to give me, but because I wasn't there to get it, I missed out on $1.25. I missed on 25% return on my money. Yes, I would be sick, and that's why we stayed in the market. Here all this year, I've been talking. I started doing these lives. I was saying, you have to just stay in the market. You can't time the market. The best you can do is spend your time in the market. You can't time it. If I could time that market perfectly, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. I'd probably be on some white sands with my own island. I might be doing a lot, but it would probably be from an island with a coconut in my hand and a straw. But that's just me. Even the great investors, Warren Buffett and all of them, it was like, if you're not in the market, you don't have anything to complain about, because you wasn't in the game anyway. And so that's why you don't want to allow your emotions, the doom and gloom, the worry, the fear, to control whether or not you're in the market, because it can cause these losses. And that's basically what the market does anyway. You've heard me say that. That's not mine. That's just basically what all of the great investors, the people that know this game much better than me, have said. Um, the market investors are victims. When they are victim of the stock market, it's not that they're victims of the stock market. They're victim of their emotions, fear and greed. When the market's up, they're usually not in. And when the market, then whenever they see that it's like climbing, and people are making all of this money, and so now their greed kicks in. The fear kept them out of the market, but seeing all of these people, and especially today, FOMO, FOMO, fear missing out, it kicks in. And whenever they start to get into the market has done its thing, and it might be time for one of those valleys. And so they get in when it's on its way down, and then they take a loss. And then they've lost their money, they pull it out and they say, the stock market is for crooks, or you can't, it's a sucker's game and things like this. No, you're not a victim of the market, you're a victim of your emotions. So that's the name of the game, is being an investor. Like I was told, it was prompted to me. You want to be on you want to get above average returns in the market? And I was like, sure. They said, above average returns? I said, sure. And they said, well, don't be an average investor, because that's who get the average returns, which is really not too good. If you want to be above average, you have to be an above average investor. And that means managing your emotions. Number one, it's not about the knowledge. It is the knowledge. Don't get me wrong. The knowledge that you have and everything, you need the information to make the correct choice decision. But it's really a person that has stayed in the market for a long time, kept their emotions in check. They've done much better than those that have tried to time the market, going in and out, allowing their emotions to control whether or not they're in or out of the market. There is a time for everything. And so that's why you don't want those emotions controlling this stuff. That's even in other areas of personal finance. You don't want your emotions to drive you, your fear, your greed, the greed to kick in, and you overextend yourself, or the fear keeps you from not understanding, taking the time to understand insurance or something like that, and then something catastrophic happens and you can cover it, and there you go, you're having to go maybe into bankruptcy, or you're taking losses and things like that. That's why I say, don't worry, keep investing. And that's where I'm going to end it there. I hope this information was good for you. Remember, if you wasn't in the market this year, if you pulled your money out, you lost 24.5%. That's something to think about. So share the information, like the channel. If you're watching by YouTube, like it. If you're watching by Facebook, like it, share it, send in your questions, your comments, share those wallet wins. And it's until tomorrow, I'll talk to you same time, same channel. We'll talk.